Oh my god, hi. Recently, I've heard from a large portion of my subscriber base, specifically 2 of you, to ask where on earth I've been. It's a tough but fair question. I've been on a quest. I was missing something critical. And without this missing piece, I really didn't see any sense in moving forward. Frankly, I was lost. Now, of course, I'm talking about the limited time re-release of the Cherry Stick from Tim Hortons. See, back in late May, they brought back the Walnut Crunch and the Cherry Stick. Now, the problem was the Cherry Stick was only available in Quebec and other participating locations. And do you know who was participating? Fucking no one. I visited 21 different Tim Hortons locations around the Ottawa area over a span of 3 weeks. Not a single one had it, despite many of them advertising it on the app. Now look, I realize I could have crossed the bridge over to Quebec to acquire the Cherry Stick, but that would mean setting foot in Quebec. Do you know what happens in Quebec? I was born there. I spent my teen years there. I've seen stuff that you can't unsee. And then after weeks of trying to locate it, they stopped the promotion altogether and they just released new menu items. So that brings us to today to try their first batch of Dream cookies. Now you might be asking, what makes a cookie a dream cookie? I have no idea. But we're gonna go ahead and get to that in a moment because I do have on hand a Walnut Crunch donut. The Walnut Crunch was discontinued for a number of years, at least 10, but due to no one demanding its return, it came back for 3 weeks. I can honestly say I've never had a Walnut Crunch, so we're all going to be learning something today. So, this is it. The Walnut Crunch. And at a glance, it doesn't look particularly crunchy, but I'm sure that it is. Why would they name it that otherwise? So that is definitely a chocolate donut. Literally, all they did was throw some walnut pieces into their usual chocolate glazed donut. That's it. Now, I'm a little bit torn because, as you may recall, about 1.5 years ago, I ranked all the Timbits on the Tim Hortons menu from 1 to 10. The chocolate glazed Timbit actually came out on top of that competition, and that's basically this, but this has nuts. So I mean, it's good, it just doesn't have a crunch. Unless the crunch is supposed to be like a metaphor. See, the crunch you seek has been inside you all along. You just had to discover it. I'd go A tier. This is just fine, and I'd eat it again, except that I can't because it's been removed from the store shelves. And you know what? While we're at it, Cherry Stick, you can go straight into the FU tier. All right, moving along. We got Dream Cookies. And for some reason, Tim Hortons decided that the Dream Cookies needed their own Happy Meal box. Now, don't get me wrong, I've had more than my fair share of dreams about boxes, but I'm not really picking up any dream vibes here at all. Personally, I'd have opted for maybe a dark or navy blue alongside these stars that we got on the box. That would mean dreaminess to me. You know, I'd have even hired Mac tonight to work the promotion. Dude hasn't worked in over 30 years. At this point, his no compete with McDonald's has to be over. But as we know, the best stuff is usually inside the box. So let's get knuckle deep and find out. All right, up first is this colorful thing. Using my keen powers of observation, I'm gonna deduce that this is their cookie with mini M&ms. Really worked hard to reinvent the wheel on this one, didn't you, Tim Hortons? You know what this reminds me of, though? If you're old like I am, in the late 80s or early 90s, Chips Ahoy released a rainbow chip cookie, and there was this character they had, a walking disease named Kevin, and whenever he touched things, they would burst into rainbow colors. At this stage, personal PSA to my viewers out there, if your things are turning colors when touched, seek immediate medical attention. Anyway, these look like amped up rainbow Chips Ahoy cookies, which is both exciting and also not exciting. Let's give it a go. You know what this is? This is a literal carbon copy of the M&M cookies from Subway. And let's just get one thing straight. If you're letting Subway take the lead on anything, be it meatballs, tuna, cold cuts, all of which, for the record, taste like Subway. It's downright disturbing that you can't tell any of it apart. But if you're allowing Subway to map your blueprints, guys, we're not in very good shape. You're a Canadian company. Why didn't you use Smarties? Now, Smarties would be a differentiator. Dairy Queen and McDonald's use them, and they're international entities. They shouldn't know better. You, Tim Hortons, were born on the back of a hockey player. It doesn't get more Canadian than that. Embrace the Smarties. I can't praise this. It's D tier. It's just dumb. They're charging me $2.30 for this, and that feels like a crime. It's seriously low effort. They just made a cookie with some M&ms. My son, however, is gonna go nuts for this. His favorite cookie on the planet, the M&M cookie at Subway. He was tragically born without taste buds. All right, maybe our next one will do better. Oh, we've got us a chocolate thing. All right, this must be the Rocky Road cookie because it looks like it's got all the elements. I see chocolate, marshmallow, some unidentified nut bits. Fun fact though, unidentified nut bits did used to be my online dating name. See, now on the surface, this one feels a little more dreamy. It's not Bradley Cooper dreamy, maybe more like a modern Leonardo DiCaprio. In fact, that's it. Like Leo, it's a little bit chunky and aiming to appeal to the under 25 crowd. See, now this makes me feel like it's $2.30 well spent because it's more than just a cookie. Actually, no, it's still just a cookie, but it's like a cookie experience. Marshmallow is tasty, the chocolate base is really nice, and I think that the nuts are pecans, which I'm a huge fan of. They also even added just a little bit of salt, which is an old baker's trick. I'm admittedly surprised that Tim's was savvy enough to add the salt because baking is not something that they have excelled at in recent years. I would throw this all the way into the A tier because they kept it from being too fancy at the end of the day, which is usually where Tim Hortons winds up going wrong. It's a tasty chocolate cookie, and for me, that's good enough. I'm happy. All right, last one up is... Are you kidding me? Look at this low-level pandering to Reese's fans. They just slapped some Reese's Cups on top of a cookie. And you know what? As a Reese's Cup fan, I think I'm okay with that. There is something a little bit more happening in this cookie, though. I think that there's white chocolate chips and there's definitely some nuts in here as well. I can't make out what kind of nut it is. It's not a peanut. It might be pecans again. I like this a lot. I think this plays really well with the Reese's crowd. I was expecting a peanut butter cookie, so I'm a little bit surprised they went with a chocolate chip cookie base. But despite that, I'm gonna put this in the A tier as well. It really is an elevated cookie experience and really well designed and thought out. Hey, what do you know? Every once in a while, Tim Hortons comes through. Not really surprised though, when they stay in their lane with cookies and donuts, usually those things turn out pretty well. Really, what it is anytime they decide to be cute, like, we're gonna make a rustic oxtail stew cooked by artisans, and that's when things fly off the rail. Anyway, that's it for today. So if you enjoyed the content, please subscribe, please stick around, lots more to come. I'm back, baby.